Greetings, I'm Doc V. And I want to talk about endurance, staying focused, staying strong. The black man's mountain is real. Maslow's hierarchy talks about physiological needs, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. And these steps have different barriers when it comes to black men in this society. I would like to start by sharing a story. One evening, I was flipping around the TV, and I noticed that there was a fight on. And I caught the fight at the very beginning, and they showed the champ who was strong, and he was confident, and he was doing the cutthroat thing, while his opponent was sitting, just waiting, just warming up, just waiting. And they announced the weight class, and they announced both fighters. The champ had this great record, like 29, 30 wins, 25 knockouts, no losses. And his opponent had about, not as many fights, but a pretty good record, like 15 wins, 2 losses. And they were getting ready to go at it. So I said, let me check this out. So anyway, the bell rings and they come out there, and the champ was just hitting him, whap, 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 whap. And the other opponent was swinging, but he just couldn't catch the champ. The champ would grab him, and he'd look at the audience, and he would just make a face, and he would like, no, he didn't hurt me. And he would say, watch this, and he'd push him away, and whap, 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 whap. And I was like, this is not a fight. This is crazy. This is not gonna last but 2 or 3 rounds. So they kept on going at it. Same thing. Second round, same thing. Third round, same thing. And then the cameras, instead of going to the commercial break, the cameras went to the corner, and they're wiping the sweat and putting the smelling sauce on his nose, and the man just kept saying, the deep water, the deep water, the deep water, the deep water. And they were like, is your man, he's gonna be all right? And they said, yeah, we got him, he's gonna be all right. And they had the microphone near the side of the cage, and the commentator kept saying, he keeps saying, deep water, deep water. They didn't understand what it meant. Anyway, ding, 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 the next round came, about the 4th or 5th round. The champ was just tagging him, whap, 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 just laughing at him, putting his hands behind his back, moving, whap, whap, whap. And the opponent, his face began to swell. There were some cuts under his eye. His lip was bleeding. But he just kept on coming. He just kept on coming. And the champ was just moving out of the way. By about the 7th round, the champ got caught with a hard one. Whap! Caught him. And he held on to the guy, and he was like, no, he didn't hurt me. He didn't hurt me. He was wiping his lip, pushed him away, and he was trying to get him. And he caught him again. Boom, stomach blow. Pow, over the top. And it got to the corner, and it was like, he just kept saying, deep water, the deep water, the deep water. He had a little bit of an accent. The deep water. Came again, 9th, 10th round. Going at it again. This time, it finally looked like a fight. The champ wasn't playing and wasn't joking with the audience, and he wasn't looking around anymore. He was trying to concentrate because this guy was trying to take his title. The man just kept coming at him, catching him. Boom, boom, boom. The champ was fighting him back. They were both going at it. Boom, 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 going at it. And I'm sitting there watching this thing. I'm like, oh, man. The champ's face was pretty much clear, had a little bit of sweat, but his opponent was all battered and beaten and cut and swelled up. But it was a fight. 11th round, next to the last round, he was in the corner. He just kept on going, deep water, the deep water. And the commentator said, he keeps talking about the deep water. What is the deep water? And he just kept saying, deep water, deep water. 12th round came along. They were going at it. The champ was trying to stop him. He's like, you're not trying to take my title, he was trying to hit him. And the other opponent was coming through. This time he was getting out of the way and he was catching. Whoa, 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 whoa. The champ went down. Boom. They said, we can't believe it. His corner man got up and couldn't believe it. And they started counting 1, 2, 3. And he tried to get up. And he was looking at the ref trying to count. And he got up and he stumbled back down again. He said, 9, 10. And the underdog won. And the champ was down. They still had to get him up, put him on the seat. And his head was down and he was just drifting down. And they had the person that was not supposed to win, they had his hand up, face all beat, face all scarred up. And he's just sitting there holding his hand up. And they were like, they just couldn't believe it. The people were like, they just could not believe it. And then the commentators finally came over with the mic. And they had the towel on him and they were wiping his face off and drying his face off. His corner men were handling him. And they asked him, they said, are you shocked? Can you believe what just happened? You just beat the champ. There was just no way you were supposed to win this fight and you knocked the champ out. What do you have to say? And what is this deep water? In the corner, you just kept saying, deep water, deep water. He took the mic and he said, the deep water is where my opponent has never been before. I took him into the deep water. I took him into the deep water. And I made him swim into the deep in the areas that he has not gone before. I took him to the deep water where he became tired. When all the dancing and joking was not working for him anymore, I took him to an area that he's never been before. The deep water. And the commentator looked at him and he just said, wow, wow. And they carried the champ off, had to carry him over the shoulder, and then they took the new champion out. And the last thing the newscaster said was, he took him into the deep water where he has never been before. Moral of the story. The word says the race is not given to the swift, nor to the strong, but to the one that endures to the end. Will you endure? Will you endure through job disappointments? Will you endure through sickness? Will you endure through a relationship breakdown? Will you endure through financial loss or financial pressure? Will you be able, or are you willing to have faith and walk in faith and not give up and trust that the Lord has a plan for your life? Are you willing to take the pain, to take the hits, and to take life into the deep water? Where you have not been before and where the circumstances have not yet been able to affect your life. Be strong. Keep your endurance. Don't be afraid of the deep water. I'm Doc V. Let's go into the deep water. The Lord God Almighty is there with you. You might sink, you might stumble, you might get wet, you might get bruised, but He's going to bring you out all right. Do not fear the deep water. Do not fear the journey. Be strong. Trust in the Lord. Have faith. And you'll make it out all right. I'm Doc V, and I'll see you next time. See you next time.